it's so easy to sit down and type.
Welcome to Play Dates. I am in Clissold Park with Holly, aka Låpsley. I'm so excited to be here, and I wanted to let you introduce yourself.
So, Låpsley is my artist name, and I'm a songwriter, an artist, a poet, a great laugh, a great friend.
It's true, I can attest to that.
And I live near here, so this is my local park.
We took a little trip down Church Street. Is it
Yeah.
just Church Street?
Yeah, Church Street.
Okay. It was gorgeous. I can't believe I've lived in London for 10 years and I haven't properly investigated the street, but
It's because it's quite random from like a transport perspective. Some of my favourite restaurants and little shops and pubs are in this little vicinity.
loved it. I was a tour a la Låpsley. Okay, so for someone who doesn't know you personally, what is something that you'd want them to know about you?
I think sometimes my music would really suggest that I'm quite introverted as a person, but I'm actually quite loud and I'm very bad at saying the right thing at the right time. I'm a bit of a waterfall when it comes to saying my opinion.
Be aware.
Yeah.
Because the cascading is coming. So if you could travel to any memory in your life and go back and revisit it, what would it be?
The first ever performance that I ever had with Låpsley, the show at Leaf in Liverpool, and I was 17 years old. I'd never performed these songs that I made in my bedroom, and so the kind of concept of a live performance was really quite strange to me. And I was looking out over like a sea of industry people mixed between like friends and family and teachers, but I got the bug. I think that was when I realized that like everything that was going on in my head that I then translated into music then had another purpose when you performed it. So that lit a spark for performing, which is kind of different to the spark of writing, you know.
And she just performed last night at All Points East, didn't you? How did that feel?
Yeah, on the main stage with breakout. There was like 40,000 people. It was amazing.
Oh my gosh, I wish I was there. I'm going today, so I just chose the wrong day, but at least I still get to see you here at Clissold Park, live and direct. What's one small maybe ritual that you have that connects you to yourself, makes you feel a little bit more grounded?
It's really bad for the environment, but I have a bath every day.
So do I.
And
so do I. It's like my favorite thing in the world.
I've started to like leave it and then put the dog in it to try and give it like a second use, and also encourage my partner and my housemate to use the same bath, but they get a bit icked out by it, but just to try and ease my conscience. But I love a bath. That's like my being in a body of water. That's my thinking space. I can stop and I can kind of digest either the day before or, you know, my thoughts around the day that's about to happen.
I feel that so hard. I feel really connected to that. Have you ever tried manifesting in the bath? I'm about to rock your world.
I haven't, although I often think about my hopes and dreams for what the day should be. So I wonder if that's like a genre of manifesting.
So you have a bath in the morning?
Yeah, sometimes I have 2 baths a day. It's really bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but morning is probably because I work usually in the afternoon and the evening, so the morning is my time to myself. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you wish we had more time for?
Cooking. I mean that in a sense of like, we often go out to like for meals with friends, and we often buy kind of like partly pre-made meals, and we look for like the quickest thing to cook because we run out of time. But there's something in taking a recipe or experimenting with something, going to the shop, choosing the ingredients, coming home and like really putting lots of thought and care and time into the meal, and having your friends or your family there and like cooking and chatting to them, and that whole ritual of creating something from their ingredients I find really therapeutic. Almost. Yeah, and I just wish that I had more time in the day to focus on stuff like that, rather than see preparing food as like not an important thing in the day. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like the last thing that I prioritize.
It's quite like meditative in its nature, I feel like, too, because you're just focused on that one thing, building a bit of patience around it, where everything else in life is just so fast-paced and rushed. And
yeah, and it's like it's another sense that we kind of like forget about. And especially like working in music, like everything is either like audio or, you know, working with the screen, like with the producer, it's like, or it's visual, but like smell and taste is such a huge thing for me. So yeah, that's what I'd I want people to prioritize more. Although it is a luxury, you know, it's a privilege to be able to take that time.
Okay, so in your ideal situation around cooking, what are you cooking?
Like, well, the ideal situation would be like the Italians that take like 2 hours off in the middle of the day for lunch.
That would be the ideal.
Yeah.
And all of August.
Yeah, just like Mediterranean stuff, like seasonal. I'd love to have a little veg patch, but I have a flat with no balcony.
Right.
That would be the goal.
There's a hindrance there.
Yeah.
One day.
One day
you'll get your little green thumb out and have your little jardin. So what currently is inspiring you most? Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a body of music, maybe it's your own work.
I'm reading a book at the moment called A Book You Want Everyone You Love to Read.
That's what it's called.
It's called like, maybe it's slightly different, but it's like a book everyone you love should read.
Right.
Or a book everyone you know and love should read, something like that. And it's by Philippa Perry, who also wrote the book You Wish Your Parents Had Read. It's quite concise and really sweet, but gives like really practical advice through like little case studies about situations in people's relationships and the way that we interact with other people and the concept of love and what that means. And it's been really helpful, like, to spend that like 10-15 minutes every day just dipping into it, reminding myself of like the important things within relationships, and taking me out of my own like egotistical space. I mean, I'm a big like non-fiction reader, so I guess that's weirdly my outlet. Yeah.
What is something that stands out to you currently that your younger self would be proud of?
I used to be quite daunted by fashion. I used to see it as something that was quite exclusive. You had to earn a certain amount, or you had to have a certain kind of body or face, and obviously like that perspective is something that's been shaped by living my entire life as a woman with the nature of media. But it wasn't until I moved to London and really started to work with some really interesting stylists through my work and got more involved in like fashion as like an art form that it completely changed my perspective. And now I'm much more confident dressing myself, but also, what's it called, like dopamine dressing? Like I try and like...
Never heard that before.
Yeah, like I wear things that bring me joy, and that is an extension of my art. But that was such a foreign concept to me when I was younger.
Because what's the show that you recently did that you were like, I fully styled myself and it felt really liberating and feel like you felt really good about it?
Oh yeah, like all the performances and the last music video I styled myself, and I think that's off the back of that newfound confidence, and also like reaching out to independent brands that I'm really into and being like, look, this is my world. If you want to help me build it as an independent artist, like I really appreciate that. And I love stripes. I have like 6 pairs of striped trousers, maybe more. You've got, yeah.
I wore these pants purposefully
for you,
babes.
Yeah.
What do you hope inspires people about your art form, about you?
I think music, especially like the music that I make, which has lyrics, hold up a mirror like to your own circumstance. And I think in general, because we have such fast-paced lives, we think that we think about ourselves all the time, but we don't reflect.
Right.
And reflecting on, like, my writing comes from reflecting on the relationships I have in my life, whether that's with partners, nature, friends, or myself. And I hope that people find nuggets of that within the music that allows them to access parts of like reflecting on their own lives, or takes them away to imagine my life. So it either is like looking in, or is like a source of like a break or an escapism. Yeah.
What's maybe something that you wish that you knew when you first started your career?
I never really understood the idea of like linking poetry to lyrics and daily writing or like morning pages to... I think it's all the same thing, and I encourage people to have an outlet through words, even if it's never something that they release. I feel like the way that we process everything that's going on in our life and turn that into written language is really quite fascinating. I can understand it's harder for people who are like dyslexic, like my partner's dyslexic. And
different chosen art form.
Yeah, different chosen art form. It's so easy to sit down and type, but there's something about the like pen to paper where you can't undo it, which for some reason I just think puts my brain in a very specific place of like having to instinctually put the next word after another and commit.
Mm,
And I feel like we're also in a world where like we struggle to commit, hence why we're like using ChatGPT and we're constantly
totally.
like reviewing and reviewing and reviewing. There's something in like just accepting what it is that you're writing in its free flow, and as like a practice, but also as a self-love, I think.
I think it's also just like that's also a moment in time, right? Like how you're feeling or what you've appreciated about the day, but like putting it down on paper is kind of like you say, that bit of commitment, but it also just keeps some momentum
Yeah, yeah,
forward.
yeah. Yeah, and I think in that vein, making art for no one else,
Yeah,
because so much of the work that we do, whether it's like whether you consider it art or not, is like it's for a client or for a boss or
right.
for someone to like on Instagram or whatever it is. But like getting used to having some kind of release that isn't for anyone but yourself is a really healthy practice, I think.
Mm, I agree, like 100%. I think it's kind of like some people are scared to do that because it's like honoring how you are and how you feel, and
It's terrifying.
rather than just pushing it down.
And it also brings up questions like I remember first starting to do that and then being like, I find this really difficult. My art only exists with an audience. And I had to sit in that kind of like dark headspace in order to like work through it and get out
Mm.
of it and reclaim it for myself. But that took a lot of work to kind of break down the ego to allow space of, yeah.
And I guess like for you, what's the essence of play or the ritual of play, helped your work or you as a human?
I never prep before a session, so I don't bring in any kind of words into a studio space prior, which means that the only way to make a song is through play.
Right. There's
The
like
only way
room for you
there's
to.
room, yeah, and for the artists that I work with, it's daunting at first, but the more you can like flip it in your head as like something that's like super exciting.
And there's kind of like that excitement and a mix of excitement
You're
and
like, what
fear.
direction?
Yeah. You're
Can
like,
it
I don't know
go?
what's going to happen. But through play, there's also a lot of presence involved as well because you're not just adhering to the script, right?
Yeah, for me, play is the opposite of
Prep.
conditioning and prep. Yeah.
What has been your favorite body of work that you've created?
I feel like every artist says it's the most recent
Yeah.
album, but it genuinely is. And I think that's because I'm now 29 years old and I'm so much happier in my brain, in my body, in my friendships, in my relationships. And so it's an album that isn't tainted by the mist of like bitterness or the mist of big teenage feelings, which are appropriate when you're a teenager. But like as you get older, you need to actually work out why it is you're angry or why it is you're jealous.
Do you feel like lighter in this body of work?
Yeah. And I think I feel lighter at the end of it because I felt like I went through the process properly
Right.
and out the other side. Yeah, it's an album like not just for my fans, but like for me and as a part of my history. It's like a, putting your flag in the ground kind of moment, which is
Like I am here in this moment, and this is a representation of
as a
that.
woman in my late 20s, and this is my statement that I'll look back on to sum up this part of my life.
Obviously, with your work, it's evolving with you. So like looking back must be kind of wild because even you're saying like with people that journal every day, you can kind of look back, but if you don't, like you don't have anything beyond like photos or your memories, whereas yours it's kind of like a living and breathing timeline of your life.
Yeah, 100%. But I love that. It makes me feel at peace because I can move on to the next chapter knowing that that chapter isn't lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a part of your journey, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say that you've learned about yourself, like I guess along the same vein, through the work that you do?
I've learned that I find it really hard to let go of things and that it's been quite exhausting collecting every single memory and every single feeling and every single person and every single comment that anyone's ever said. Using my work now as a release means that not only is it more of a healthier practice, but there's a newfound lightness that then makes the work better.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of those words of wisdom. And I have to say that the first time that I went to a show when I first moved to London 10 years ago, with my best friend. We just moved here. We were just like fresh in London, which was chaotic. My first show that I went to was Låpsley. So I can't believe from the stage seeing you and witnessing you there that we've managed to collide our worlds, and yeah, seeing you here is kind of wild for me as well.
Do you know what's funny is that is the
That
lighting
was
design
I remember
from the show.
From that show, I remember that. Yeah, we were up in the nosebleeds, but I do remember that.
That was at Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Shepherd's Bush.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
We are old
10
ladies.
years. 10 years. So yeah, anyways, thank you for coming on a play date with me. If you don't know Låpsley, get to know, trust me, her music is absolutely amazing, and she's recently gone independent, and I think that's something that should be celebrated. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. And if you go to Church Street, try and check out some of the places that are owned by locals. Don't just go to Nando's.
There you go. Yeah. No Nando's. No Nando's.